A long time ago in China, there lived a boy called Cheng. He was 10 when the bandits came and changed his life forever. They rode out of the hills and burnt down his family's farm. His father yelled, "Run!" and Cheng did as he was told, but it was too late for his parents. Cheng hid in the forest and wept for his mother and father. But he knew crying wouldn't bring them back. He would have to look after himself now. So he set off to find a new home. He went to the nearest village, but nobody there was willing to take him in. "Times are hard, boy," said the village elder. "We barely have enough to feed our own families, so another hungry mouth isn't welcome. You'll have to try somewhere else." Cheng heard the same harsh words at the next village and the next. He grew hungry and tired, and he had never felt so lonely. Then, one day, he climbed a hill and saw the Silk Road. It stretched from east to west as far as he could see in both directions. Cheng's parents had talked about it, of course. Merchants traveled along it, taking Chinese silk to the west. But many other things were traded too. Pearls from Arabia, carpets from Persia, horses, camels, even slaves. A long line of carts and people and animals was going by. Cheng looked at them for a while, then shrugged. "I've got nothing to lose," he thought. He walked down the hill and joined them. Nobody on the road took much notice of Cheng, and he was happy with that. Some of the people were Chinese, but many weren't. They wore strange clothes and spoke strange languages, and a few rode strange animals. After a while, Cheng saw an inn at the side of the road. A rich man gave Cheng a silver coin to keep an eye on his horse while he went inside. Cheng spent it on a hot meal. That night, Cheng slept in the warm straw of the stables behind the inn. Over the next few days, he earned more silver coins. He kept an eye on the horses of rich men, he carried bags, he cleared tables for the innkeeper. Eventually, the innkeeper said he could sleep in a storeroom. "Just watch out for the rats," he said. Cheng made his corner as comfortable as he could. But it didn't feel like home. Time passed, and Cheng earned his silver coins, but he felt restless. One day he got talking to an old man. "There's more to life than this dirty little inn, you know," said the old man. "You can find anything on the Silk Road." Perhaps the old man is right, Cheng thought. It was time to move on. So the very next morning he packed a bag, said goodbye to the innkeeper, and set off. He didn't look back. There were other inns, of course, and more silver coins to be earned. He looked after horses, guarded wagons, spent whole nights watching the goods for the merchants. But Cheng was also learning about trading. He saw how the best merchants haggled and made deals, so he did the same. "You want me to keep an eye on your horse?" he said. "Well, it's 1 silver coin for the first hour, then 2 for the next hour." "You strike a hard bargain, boy," the rich merchants replied. But they always paid, because Cheng always did a good job. There were other things to be learned on the Silk Road. Cheng learned many new languages. Before long, he could talk to merchants in their own tongues, and making deals became even easier. He learned something about the lands they came from, too. The deserts and forests, the cities of China, India in the south, Persia and Europe in the west. It seemed the whole world traveled on the Silk Road. But most importantly, Cheng learned how to see danger coming. Bad people of all kinds found their way to the Silk Road. Several times, Cheng saw bandits attacking a caravan, killing the merchants and stealing their wares. He would freeze, willing them not to attack the caravan he was guarding, terrified and alone. But many of the bad people were more cunning. They were the kind who pretended to make friends with travelers, then robbed them when they got the chance. Cheng made sure that it never happened to him. The days passed, and Cheng survived on the Silk Road, but he wasn't happy. After a while, he began to think the old man at the first inn had been wrong. You could find lots of things on the Silk Road, but not a new home. Cheng got to know many merchants, and they were always pleased to see him. But he usually ended up alone in a barn or a corner somewhere. He was lonelier than ever. One day, he came to a place where many people had set up camp. There was a well with clean water, and everybody seemed friendly. Cheng passed a man and woman sitting by their small horse-drawn wagon. "Hello there," said the man, smiling at him. "Could I offer you something to eat, my friend? My wife and I could do with some good company." Cheng smiled back and nodded. He could tell they were good people. The couple were called Harun and Amina, and they were very nice. It turned out they had come all the way from Persia. "I decided I wanted to be a merchant," said Harun. "I mean, how hard can it be?" "Too hard for you," said Amina. "We're not making much money, are we?" "But we're seeing the world," said Harun, "and meeting interesting people." "Still, it would be nice to have a family one day," said Amina with a sigh. Cheng could see she really meant it. The next day, Cheng went to find Harun and Amina again. 3 men were sitting at the couple's campfire. Cheng didn't like the look of them, and he tried to warn Harun. But Harun just laughed. "Oh no, they're fine fellows," he said. "You worry too much, Cheng." Cheng was sure the men were robbers, and he decided he would keep an eye on Harun and Amina in case something happened. That night, he hid near their wagon. He didn't have long to wait. 3 shadows crept out of the darkness. "Wake up, Harun and Amina," Cheng yelled. The couple leapt to their feet and a fight began. Harun was strong and brave, and Amina fought them too. Still, they were about to lose their goods, when Cheng joined in as well. "Take that!" he yelled as he fought, remembering the bandits who had changed his life forever. Soon the robbers were defeated and ran off into the darkness. Harun and Amina were so grateful to Cheng that they asked him to travel with them. "You must stay with us. We will look after you. You are like a son to us," said Amina. The old man had been right about the Silk Road. Cheng had found a family and a home at last, even if he never stayed in one place for too long. With Cheng's help, Harun and Amina soon became pretty good merchants too, and Cheng was never lonely again.